delayed gratification is important. So if they ask you, I want to buy this right now, mommy, get me this, and start, fussing
Yeah.
and so on and so forth, make them wait. Have a 24-hour rule where you say we're going to wait for 24 hours, and if you still want it, we're going to buy it. But if you forget about it or you don't want it anymore, then that means it wasn't important.
Hello, everybody. Sunny Bunani.
Thank you for being part of our family. My name is Pumla, the Lady of Power.
My name is Jave, a.k.a. Grandmaster Bugsy.
And together we are
the Boyd Walkers.
Well, today we're going to be talking about Raising Money Smart Kids, Part 2. Taking financial literacy to the next level. So let's get into the video. Okay, let me get serious. So point number 1 is earning money. Teaching kids the value of money. So how do you teach your kids the value of money? Do you want to tell us how are you going to teach your kids, or how are you teaching your kids the value of money?
Yeah. Number 1, books. We have went online. We bought books for our daughter in regards to like financial books. They have kids' financial books,
right,
which is a very good enhancer and an introduction to the nature of money and just financial literacy in regards, right? She's a big reader, so that doesn't really, hesitate the process.
Right.
Also, too, games that we get into allows us to impress upon our subconscious the nature of money, and the books that we read and how we are able to articulate the function of money, right? And how to not have money be your master, for you to be the master of money, and what that looks like.
Yeah. And also another thing that we do is, or that you can do, is to involve them in finances. If you are doing your finances at home, involve them and let them know how much money you have. Let them know how much money you're giving and how much money you're keeping for yourself.
Yeah.
And then also encourage them to earn money through small jobs like chores, lemonade stands, or selling crafts.
Yeah.
That will also help them understand the money and know the difference between working for money, and know the difference between working for money and money working for you. Right, which is like passive. Working for money, that means going to the job, and then money working for you, that means passive.
Yeah.
So explain the difference and let them know, and have them do practical steps into that, like selling lemonade stand. That's passive, right? You're gonna
pet sitting.
And then doing chores, that's work. That's like a job, right? Because it's something that you have to do, and then you earn money. So which one would you rather do? Would you rather sell, or would you rather do the job? Right.
Yeah. I think for us, practical, because obviously it based on the environment as well. If your environment is set up that way, it's more easy to set up an lemonade stand, things like that. If your environment is not like that, you have to figure out and get practical in different other ways. Excuse me, y'all. I really want to sneeze. But selling toys is a very good one too as well.
Right.
Because that's more there it is. There it is. It was hiding. It was there. It's more of a practical way for them to have physical engagement. What kids doesn't want toys? I don't know about the dog sitting, but I definitely say the age too as well. Baking is really good.
Baking and
school projects. Even if she's not in school and you're doing homeschooling, the activities that they go to, say for instance like karate class or gymnastics, those are prime places to also exercise her getting
business.
the community in on the things that she's created.
Right. Also, help them set up the mini business, help them with the business plan so they can see and know what they're doing, and also help them with the business finances. And what else could you help them with? Just make sure that they understand what they're doing. Make it fun. Don't make it boring. Don't make it like now it's serious. No,
Right.
just make it fun and make it interesting for them, so they can be able to have fun while they're doing it, and also um, have or build or create a relation not build a relationship, not create, build a relationship with you as well as a parent.
Yeah. Point number 2.
Point number 2, delayed gratification, the key to smart spending. Whoa, all right, this one is a good one
Well,
because most of us parents, we want to spoil our kids, right? We want to give them the big birthdays, big gifts, and
yeah.
every time you see something, you're like, oh, that's for my boy, let me buy it, and then you buy it without them having to do. If they ask for something, they get it immediately. Teach them delayed gratifications, because as they grow, they're going to have to learn delayed gratification either way. And if you teach them right now, you're making it easy for them to understand
Mm.
that delayed gratification is important. So if they ask you, I want to buy this right now, mommy, get me this, and start, fussing
Yeah.
and so on and so forth, make them wait. Have a 24-hour rule where you say, we're going to wait for 24 hours, and if you still want it, we're going to buy it. But if you forget about it or you don't want it anymore, then that means it wasn't important. So that's also different from the need and the want as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. So basically, get them in the awareness of not having impulses.
Yeah.
Right. You want to make sure that they don't have impulses to always buy stuff, and it's going to be a challenge. We're not speaking like it's easy, but it will be a challenge, something that you can take on. What will help with that is not excessive TV, not excessive commercials.
Yeah.
Those help a lot if your
Right.
child is not indulging so much in TV, because
Mm,
a lot of that is want, right? And the advertisements are built to make your child feel like it's something that they need in their life.
yeah. And also use a marshmallow test, like a marshmallow or candy or whatever it is that they like, a cookie. If they reward them for patience, like every
Mm,
time they be patient, they able to wait, reward them. That will help you also, and it will also help them for a future.
right. Like focusing on saving for a bigger reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. I dig
Right.
that too.
Hmm.
Some of the things that we've implemented in our own personal household is explaining, like our child knows, for instance, like it was the lollipop thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's late right now, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you'll be able to focus on that tomorrow,
Yeah.
right? Or last night, for instance, when she wanted to do 12-minute yoga,
Yoga. Yeah.
and
And
it's
it
like
was
it's late.
17 minutes. Not
Yeah,
12 minutes.
17. Oh, my bad, 17 minutes. It's like it's late. You don't have to do that in the AM when you wake up.
Yeah.
She didn't do that in the
Mm-mm. She
AM.
didn't.
But it was more the story is like she wanted to, but it was like, yeah, look forward to doing it in the AM. That way you have something to look forward to,
Yeah.
right?
And also, give them a set amount of money for a toy so that they can learn, right? Like the money concept,
Right.
and challenge them to find the best deal instead of them spending all the money at once. Challenge them to save some money, like find the best deal and then save maybe 30% of this, or save 50% of this,
Yeah.
or you can save 80% too, depending on how you are.
Yeah.
I know I can.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's part of you teaching them to get the best deals, to also know if they really want something, or they just want it because they just want it right now,
Right.
or they just because they just saw it and they want it, but they don't really, need it.
Right.
They're gonna forget about it soon.
I always use this analogy, or it's not an analogy, but I always use this memory bank of my experience with my mom,
Yeah.
and I use this a lot when I've had conversations online. but it was about the concept of like going to school and everybody has the Jordans and the Nikes and stuff. And
Yeah.
for the price for the Nikes, I would have been able to get at another store 3 or 4 pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And so my mom gave me the freedom to say, like, if you really want these one pair of shoes,
Mm.
you can get these one pair of shoes. But before you get these one pair of shoes, let's go check out the other store to see what are your options.
Yeah.
And so we went to there and go check out the options, and it was like 4 or 5 pairs of shoes that I was like could get with the same price that I was gonna get for one pair. And it was like, she's like, now what we can do is, what would you like to do first? Would you like to get these 4 or 5 pair of shoes for the same amount that you would have got for one pair of shoes, right? Or would you want to go back and go get those other pair? And I was like, it was a done deal for me. Once she led me in the path of seeing the other pair of shoes and seeing the more options versus the one option,
Yeah.
I was already sold, right? So engagement like that, those can also be like field trips, or what they call those, not necessarily a field trip, but something like that's a practical outing for kids, especially when you're doing like homeschooling and stuff like that, where they get to have experience in these areas where it's like now,
Like
all right,
it's a field trip.
I guess you would call it a field trip, but I was trying to say something else, another
Outdoor
word.
activities.
Huh?
Outdoor activities.
Activities. Yeah, outdoor activities is good too. All right, so moving on to point number 3.
Introducing smart spending habits. Introducing smart habits.
Spending habits.
Smart spending habits. Teach them to compare prices. Look for deals, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
Look for deals and differentiate between needs and wants. Make sure they understand that this is the need and this is the want as well. So if you go them to the store, or if you go them online to find whatever it is that they want, or just to shopping, just tell them this is a need and this is a want. This is a want because of 1, 2, 3, and this is the need because of 1, 2, 3.
Right.
So it's important. It's very important to teach your kids that, because sometimes they just want things that you're going to buy today, and they're going to forget about it, and or they're going to lose it, right?
Yeah.
There's these squishy toys that my daughter likes. Every time we go to the store and then it's time for us to pay, she always asks me to buy those. And then I'm like thinking, like, you have probably 10 of these things.
Right.
Because every time at school somebody has a birthday, they put these things in a bag, and then like we give it to the party, what is it? The party,
whatever, party
packets.
Party packets,
yeah. And you don't even know that you have them because you don't care about them anymore. But every time you see them, you want them, It's
advertisement.
You really don't need this, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, I guess,
Yeah.
Can you buy it for me next time? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Because you have them.
Yeah.
However, she also understands that it's just something that she wants right now, and she forgets about after that.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as she becomes like more aware of, like, and even Apile, because we have 2 daughters, as they become more aware, like, thrift stores too are like that too, where you're able to gauge, like, you're gonna go to this store that has a full price of something versus another store that gives you a variety of options. And also too, what you're doing is exercising their perspective of options,
right?
Because sometimes it's kind of like the advertisement is like, get it here and get it now, or it won't be here later, right? And it's like, that's not always the case, and you always understand that everybody's already on the same wavelength in the business realm,
right?
So, like, unless it's really one of those special things, and it's like one of those patent things, like, well, you probably ain't gonna get it nowhere else.
And you can also teach them
right now.
If you are good with coupons, you can also teach them how to use coupons.
Yeah.
That's another way of, like, oh, if you want to save your money, you can use this and stuff like that.
Yeah, and also too, in this household, we give her a clear understanding, like, saving money is not the old concept that we've gotten from our parents.
Yeah.
Right. The saving is towards something. Right. The savings, what we've demonstrated to her, is towards, index funds that pay us later, right?
Right.
These things give her awareness of, we're not just saving so the money can sit there. Like, everything has a purpose. If we have a savings for something, maybe it's maybe it's 3 to 6 months of living
Living
expenses
expenses.
that is there for emergency use only, right?
Mm.
Everything has a purpose. It's not just sitting there watching
Waiting.
accumulating,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna save $30,000 just so I can look at it, or maybe, whatever the case may
Yeah. I
be. And
wish I could do that.
even still, then
Mhm.
when you are focusing on savings, here's a note. Say, for instance, your goal was to save $30,000. Even
Mhm.
still, that $30,000 in your mind, you're like, I'm saving this $30,000 to get this house. You're still supposed to save an extra amount before you get the house. You just
Yeah.
can't save $30,000 and
You put
then
it
purchase
in
and go put it
down
all.
payment.
You know what I'm saying?
Put
A
a
lot
down
of people
payment
get
and don't
stuck like
have.
that because they don't want to let the money go.
Yeah.
It took them a lifetime to get $30,000 because they were
Mm.
doing it the traditional way.
I think that was the same thing that the guy said when you're talking about the house. That was the same thing that the guy said. I forgot his name. The guy that we was watching. Remember him?
Yeah,
The one with the thing in the head.
the thing. Oh, the
Uh huh.
I
What's
forgot his
his
name.
channel? But anyways, he said something about like when you want to buy a house and stuff like that, you save up for a down payment.
Yep,
If you only have a down payment, that means you're not ready to
you're
buy a
not ready
house.
to buy a
You need to
house.
have a down payment. You need to have savings for moving, savings for buying new furniture
Yep.
because you might need new furniture. You might be coming from a 2 bedroom,
Yeah.
going to a 5 bedroom, and so on and so
Right.
forth. So, in order for you to know that you're ready to buy a house, you need to be able to afford all these things.
Correct.
Moving on to
Point number
point number
4.
4, giving back. This is very important.
Absolutely.
Giving back, the importance of generosity. We don't teach our kids this. I wasn't taught this. My mom didn't tell me nothing about giving nothing back, okay, or giving nothing to anyone. The 10th, the
Not my mama.
no, I mean, my parents didn't teach me about no finances, no,
Hmm.
bless you, no
Thank you.
finances, no, how to make sure that you do this, do that. They would just like tell you to stay home until you figure it out,
Yeah.
and they will take care of you. They didn't mind.
Yeah.
um
My
however
wife comes from a different culture than I do.
yes, however, what I was saying about giving back and teaching the kids to give back, teach them the value of giving, donating money. Like, I always make sure that when we drive through somewhere and we see like a homeless person maybe sitting right next to the light, we give them, I make her give that person like $1 or two, from her money, not from my money. And if she doesn't have at that point, or she didn't carry her
Yeah.
bag, I give her from my purse.
And we explain it to it too as well.
Why?
Like, why
Yes.
you feel like why do you think you're giving this person money right now?
And then most of the
She's
time,
able to.
sorry.
Then she's able to actually, be she's able to reciprocate and understand and be able to articulate why she's doing what she's doing, and understand that I am doing this because this person is in need, maybe wants some food or something like that. We don't really put the negative connotations.
I also do have her read, because most of them they have these boards written. I have her read that, and I ask her like, "What do you think about that? Do you think this person needs
Yeah.
money, or they need food, or whatsoever?
Yeah.
Like, what would you give them, or how would you, what do you
Yeah.
want us to do at this point?" And then, from her mindset, she'll know that if I am in this position, I'll definitely, be grateful if someone does this for me. Go
Right.
ahead, babe.
Another way of giving is I don't know if you have this in your neighborhood, but in our neighborhood we have little mailbox houses that
Mailbox,
yeah,
the book houses.
the book houses, right? Little mailbox.
Yeah.
This is like a mailbox in a way, right?
It looks like
So
a
right on the
mailbox.
corner of the curb, right? But they're built for people in the community to either give a book or receive a book,
take, yeah.
right? It's an exchange, right? And so we also demonstrate that, right? Because that's a fun exercise, right? You like want to go see what the options are.
We do. We do have her also take her old books that she doesn't read anymore and put them
Right.
over there.
Right.
Go ahead.
Other than that, there's different ways of implementing and showing this practice of giving, right?
Mm,
Toys. There was a maybe like a couple of seasons ago, right? Where she had a
mm,
whole bunch of toys that she wasn't playing with anymore, and we were like, "Yeah, we're gonna give these away." She was like, "All right," and it was like, "Oh, you're gonna give them away, right?" And we
yeah,
basically got her in the mood of understanding she's gonna give these toys to another kid,
yeah,
right?
and
And this is the joy of giving too, as well. When you, it's not really like a concept of hand me downs, but it's all her toys was nice. Like
yeah.
she didn't have need for them anymore, right?
And another thing I've seen is that most of the kids they destroy their clothes. Either they pull them or put your hands in your
In your in
t-shirt
your in your in your
in your t-shirt or put
in
your
your
t-shirt. I
yeah.
used to do that too. Take your t-shirt and put it over your knees and stuff like that,
Stretch it
or
out.
stretch it out, or pull your pants all the way to like it's a short and stuff like that. I with that, I normally remind our kid, and I would love to share this with you so you can do the same. That do not destroy those clothes. Make sure that you take out those clothes because there are people who needs these clothes. So you need to take good care of them so that you can pass it on to the people who really need these clothes.
Yeah.
It's very important that we don't just look at the toys and we look at the money. We look at what was another thing that donating money, donation and money. What was the other thing that we said? But we said something else that I
Mm.
forgot.
But while
Let me
she's remember
finish.
that,
Let me finish, maybe.
oh man,
To say, as I was saying, that don't just tell them about money, donating money. Don't just tell them about toys, but also make sure they take care of their clothes. My mom taught me this one, how to take care of my clothes. Until today, I have clothes that I bought 10 years ago, and they still look good. Speaking of the pants that I'm wearing, and yeah, so yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Just make sure that you tell your kids to take care of your clothes.
yeah, we explained to her the power of giving and how it is how you create impact with it, right? How she creates impact with that, leading into the community and leading into like a ripple effect of people on the outside, having their perception and their
Yeah,
their point of view of seeing her actions, and then she's inspiring the other kids around her because
yeah.
they've never been exposed to this concept of giving, and they're like, why are you giving your stuff? And then she can explain to them and
Mm-hmm.
enlighten them, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we're moving forward within these seasons is exposing her to basically meals for kids, right?
Yeah.
Giving back to or sponsoring uh meals for kids, right?
Mm.
And to give her the empowered feeling that comes behind it too, as well,
Mm-mm.
right? For
Mm-hmm.
having her really focusing on what it is like for those who are not able to, produce a meal for themselves, right? Or not in a
Right.
situation or an environment,
Right.
right? She has never been exposed to these things because parents doing AOL okay with the power of
Mm.
God,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we're understanding and we've been understanding and implementing the laws of money and becoming aware, basically, because this is a
Yeah.
game of awareness, right?
Yeah.
This is the game of awareness. The more you know, the better you will be of use and the more value you will become, right?
That's right.
Um, Basically, also to guiding her into helping charities too as well,
Mm.
because a lot of children don't know about charities. They're
Yeah.
not being, they know about video games, right?
That's right.
And no parent is really thinking about exercising the awareness and explaining to them that this is what these charities do and
Yeah.
we're going to do this. I listened to two individuals that are very successful. Both of them, their parents were very hefty in giving to charity,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Miles Monroe, his mother, she would they would have only a little bit to give, and it would be like bread or something. I forgot what she said. What he said, I think it was bread or something, and she would give the kids a little very piece and give the rest to people who was out and didn't have things, right? And
Yeah.
really exposed them at a very young age. And I'm like, why are you giving all our food away? Well, since we're gonna work, we're gonna give, and in order for us to receive more, we got to do what the laws of God say do.
Yeah.
Right, and she exercised. And then with Jay Shetty, Jay
Mm-hmm.
Shetty said his
Said the same
mom
thing. Yeah.
was a giver, and at times when they were very low on resources. So basically, long story short, exposing her to meal charities and things like that, and just giving her awareness on how charities really function in their purpose, so she can just, be able to not ever say she doesn't know what they are.
Yeah.
Last but not least, like fun activities that we can do, and that you can do too as well, is to let them choose a cause to basically donate to, right?
Yeah.
You have different varieties that they can be aware of how to maneuver their funds towards helping, the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Small portions of their savings can go right directly to the type of things, like, for instance, children who need eating, children who are sick, cancer patients, so on and so forth. The list goes on, right? And even with being a part of communities that are creating activities for children.
I would say that just find something that they are interested in, or something that they are interested in, and then make sure that you let them do that.
All right. With that being said,
we said that at the same
time.
time. Yeah.
With that being said, if you like what you got today, and we shared the love and we gave you value, and you received information, this was a blessing to your life. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thank you for being a part of Lock Fam Kingdom Citizens.
Hey.
With that being said, stay locked in.
God vibes only.
One up, y'all.
Peace
Kaboom, bing, bow, bye.
Gostosa e joga e joga.